Hey, this is Kevin Thomas with Level 10 Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams, Coastal Area Partners, servicing the Savannah, Georgia area with some more frequently asked questions. So, the question I got the other day was, Kevin, what piece of advice could you give me about purchasing my first home? And the answer I gave them, there's many answers that, obviously we can talk about, but the one answer I gave them was think about the end in mind. And what I mean by that is the average person lives in a home, the same home, between 3 years to 7 years. And you want to think about your exit strategy in the property. So for this particular client, they're in the military. They're going to probably be living in this home for about 3 years, and then they'll be transferred somewhere else. So they're on the shorter end of the time period of how long they will actually occupy the house. So the answer I gave them was, what do you want to do at the end of 3 years? Do you want to sell the house? Or number two, do you want to rent the house? Do you have the appetite to be a landlord and have your home in property management? And their answer was they wanted to build a portfolio of investment properties over their military career. And I said, well, great. So this is what I would suggest. Buy something that's going to be easy to rent in 3 years. Don't buy something that's too expensive and limits the pool of potential renters that can afford to rent your home. If your mortgage is $1,500 a month, by the time you add in expenses for property management, you're probably gonna have to rent your house for $1,700 a month just to break even and maybe make a little bit of money. But if you buy a home that your mortgage payment is $2,000 a month, chances are now you have to charge someone $2,200 to $2,400 a month just to break even. There's a larger pool of buyers at the lower end of the spectrum versus the higher end, meaning that your house is going to rent faster, being the fact that you can rent it to someone more people can afford it. Even the people that can afford $2,200 a month likely will want to rent something on the lower end for a shorter period of time. So you have to think about the end in mind. Now, if your plan is to sell the house at the end of 3 years, then buy what you want, because chances are homes are going to continue to appreciate at an average of 5% a year. Worst case scenario, you're going to be able to sell the house and at the least break even and not have to bring money to the table. And if it's something that you really want, then you get to enjoy living in it for the next 3 years. So you think about the end in mind. Think about what your exit plan is when buying a home. Now, another thing to consider is we don't know what the economy is going to look like in 3-4 years from now. The economy can be super great. It could be lower, meaning that if it's lower, maybe people can't buy, or interest rates are too high, or the lending criteria has become scrutinized, and now you're forced to rent because there's no one that's buying homes at that time. So think about that whenever you're thinking about buying a home. Now, if it's your last home, is the home you're probably going to live in for 10 plus years, then we have a different conversation when that comes to that. But if you know that you're only going to be in it for 3 to 5, maybe 7 years, think about what you can do with it at the end. You always want to leave yourself options so that you're not behind the 8 ball when the time comes that you need to move. This is Kevin Thomas with Level 10 Real Estate Group, powered by Keller Williams, Coastal Area Partners, servicing the Savannah, Georgia area. Give us a call at 912-980-6153. That's 912-980-6153. Or check us out online at level10realestategroup.com.